There was some game yesterday. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a good game. I mean, look, it was a great contest. I think it was the highest quality, but I guess that's understandable under the circumstances. You know what, Ali, I was thinking, is that the right result? To be honest, I think it was too close to call. I thought Arsenal played. They were okay, you know. They didn't park the bus. They had a go.
Yep.
They could have got something. They could have won the game on a different day.
Easily.
So
a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. I thought at the end of the day that City had the X factor in Cherky, and Arsenal didn't. And I thought that was one of the big differences. What about you?
I think your assessment's very, very fair. I would probably say, Jeff, watching the game probably went as I would thought. I thought City had more possession, probably looked more comfortable on the ball for a greater percentage of the game. You could argue, particularly second half, Arsenal might have had better chances. Some brilliant efforts, the one off the post, you know, particularly as is off the post. Havertz's chance with a header right at the end. You know, and another day, Arsenal absolutely could have got something. But the game kind of went with the way I think the last 3 or 4 weeks have gone, Jeff. I think the momentum has kind of been continued to be with City, and I felt that's the way the kind of game went. But, I mean, I would have, yes, I agree. I think probably City favourites now with the momentum, but there's still a lot of football to be played.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't quite get, by the way, why Arteta decided to take Eberechi Eze off when he did. He just hit the post.
Yes.
So I was scratching my head a bit at that. And the other thing that I was thinking was, you know, you've got your flagship signing of the summer, if you like, your main man up front, Victor Gyökeres, and this is the biggest game of the campaign, and you leave him sitting on the bench for 84 minutes. It was a bit of a condemnation of perhaps what they think of Gyökeres.
I think you're right, but I think it very nearly worked. I thought Havertz actually had a good game, Jeff, and I thought he probably posed them more problems than Gyökeres would have. I think
he had a couple of glorious chances though, Coisty.
Oh, mate, absolutely. And I've got to say, Donnarumma, after the initial horrendous blunder, you know, covered herself in glory with the money he came out. I think it was Odegaard played one to Havertz, and Havertz had a finish with his left foot, and the goalkeeper made a tremendous save. And that again, I mean, there's another chance that we're talking about. That again was you know, potentially match-winning save. Yes, I agree with you. Big opportunities, but I just think he's a far better player than Gyökeres, and he's a far more. He's far more intelligent than most, to tell you the truth. I think he's a really clever player, but he definitely on another day could have actually won the game for Arsenal.
You don't always need the far better player, though, do you, Ali? You need somebody who can stick the ball in the back of the net. And for me, and I know Arsenal fans will disagree, he's never been a centre forward. Never been a centre forward, Havertz. He is a lovely footballer, but he's not an out and out striker, in my opinion. Anyway, look. I know a lot of Arsenal fans will be doom and gloom this morning, but you look at the fixtures to come. Tell you what, City have got a much harder run in. If Arsenal can maintain that level of performance, it's not done just yet. Look, before the game, Pep Guardiola said the title was over if City were beaten. After the win, he was asked whether his side are now favourites.
It's a tough opening, really tough. So difficult. They are alive. They make your game so aggressive. And high pressing is impossible to beat them, and they are really good. We did really good things, but they are a fantastic team. And yeah, we'll see. Now we want to talk in the locker room, guys. So the only reality right now in front of you is the leader on top of the table is Arsenal, and the goal difference is one goal difference. So far they are better. So we have to do it, but of course that victory gives us hopes, you know, to challenge a little bit longer.
Well, it gives them more than hope, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
You know, if they win at Burnley in midweek by a couple of goals, they go top of the table, and you wouldn't have imagined that happening just a few short weeks ago. Look, on the final word phone in, City and Arsenal fans queued up to have their say on the game and the title picture. Here's what they had to say.
Bomb, dang, 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 ding, dong, ding, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon.
The whole country, everybody is sick to death of the sheer arrogance of Arsenal fans, right? You've got Piers Morgan, we've got the best assembled squad ever in world football.
I'm serious. Who in world football is going to beat us?
They're just delusional.
Let me tell you, rubbish. Absolute rubbish. We've given it to them. City have got the title.
Strangely, I actually feel more optimistic now of us winning the league than if we'd have got a draw out of that match.
I've given up. I think it's just over. We're always going to be second gear with Arteta. He's done such a good job, and thank you to him for the past 6 years, but maybe I'm speaking out of emotion, but I just don't think it's ever going to happen.
Ever's a long, long time. One thing I would say, Ali, is don't judge all Arsenal fans by Piers Morgan. I mean, seriously, you know?
No, of course. Listen, it's one of these situations. I just think looking at it, it's strange, Jeff, because, and I think you know what I'm trying to say, I'm a little bit like you, right? I was reasonably impressed with Arsenal yesterday, and I know it's all about winning the game and the 3 points. Of course I get that, and I understand that. But I thought they actually went about their business all right, and on another day could have got something. But the City machine, the momentum, Cherky, Bernardo Silva, the big... Do you know what I did love, Jeff, and I bet you loved it too? I loved the battle with Haaland and Gabriel. I just couldn't take my eyes off it, mate. You know, and I just thought, I was watching them get involved, and we'll probably discuss the yellow card when he puts his head forward as well. But
well, let's just touch on it now, because, you know, I don't want to see players get sent off, but it strikes me that the PGMOL, they make it up as they go along, because, you know, I mean, on pretty much every other occasion,
yeah,
you would have seen a red card for that. He was incredible. I wanted to see him stay on. He's incredibly fortunate.
That's exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. I was praying that he stayed on the pitch, and he did, thankfully. But boy, was he lucky, mate. That's the perfect description of it. 99 times out of 100, he's getting sent off, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, look, I mean, it's a great title race. It's exactly what we want. Who do you think are favourites now?
I think City. Just the momentum. I agree with you. I mean, there's some tough games. I think probably City, you know, slightly edge it in terms of tougher games, but the form they're in just now, the momentum that they're carrying, the belief, I think the favouritism is with them. But as I say, you know, Arsenal will be disappointed, but I thought their overall performance wasn't too shabby, mate, honestly.
Yeah, no, completely agree. And of course, they've both got other things to think about as well, because Arsenal Champions League semi-finals are Manchester City are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Does Pep Guardiola, by the way, does he prioritise the Premier League now over the FA Cup? Does he leave a few out against Southampton? I mean, for goodness sake, they've got a good enough squad to do that.